The renewed focus on civil rights and systemic racism came into very sharp focus this week in Washington as Congress created a commission to study and make recommendations to improve the lives of black men and boys.
South Florida lawmakers took the lead. Democratic Congresswoman Frederica Wilson in the House, Republican Marco Rubio in the Senate. And with us to delve into the details is Congresswoman Wilson, live via Skype from Miami. Great to see you, Congresswoman.
Welcome.
Good to see you, Glenna and Mike.
So this is kind of collaboration 2.0. You and Senator Rubio back in Florida as Florida lawmakers did a very similar thing in the state. Explain, if you would, what is this framework?
Well, this is huge. This is a federal, it's like establishing a brand new federal agency in the Office of Civil Rights, a permanent commission to study the disparities affecting black men and boys, and a team of experts to come up with legislation to mitigate those inequities. It's a Black Caucus bill, and the members of the commission will all be members of the Congressional Black Caucus and experts appointed by the President, the Speaker of the House, and other leaders to work on this commission. So, for instance, what is happening now as a result of the George Floyd murder by the policeman, that will be the commission's job to come up with legislation to solve these issues with police brutality, crime, neighborhood criminal gangs, everything that black men and boys are affected by, even sneakers. Yeah. We know that sneakers are the cause of many black boys killing each other. So we're partnering with the NFL and civil rights organizations, the Council of Great City Schools. It's huge, and they call it landmark legislation because nothing like this has ever been proposed and nothing like this has ever passed. So it's a permanent commission in the Office of Civil Rights for the express purpose of my body of work looking at black men and boys. And I've been on this mission for so long, since I was a school principal.
We know you have, and the 5,000 Role Models of Excellence program, which you began, has had some great successes. Congresswoman, let me ask you about sort of a terrible predicament the country is going through, including your constituents. Many of them have been receiving $600 a week because they lost their jobs because of COVID-19, and those payments stopped on Friday, and there is no successor program. They're talking about it in Washington. What is going to happen to the people whose lives really have been dependent, paying the rent, buying groceries, on the money they received from that $600 a week payment?
Well, what I think and what I've been hearing is they're going to start it again, but they're going to give people $200 instead of $600 for just October. And then in November, automatically, it's going to go back to $600. So it will appear as if the president stepped in and gave them a brand new stimulus to the economy, so that will affect his election. So that's the scheme. It's a scheme. So for July, for August and September, probably, they will get $200. All of a sudden, the beginning of November, it will go back to $600. Everyone will get a check for the $600. And it will appear that the president stepped in to save everybody's life. And of course, he'll send out a letter the way he did with the other stimulus. So it's all a scheme to help his reelection. And it's so bad.
Congresswoman, I just, in the minute that we have left together, this landmark legislation, I had a question I really think people will want to know. This commission created will be able to make recommendations after some studying about the social conditions and infrastructure that affects black men and boys. Will this commission, aside from making recommendations, really have any teeth to it?
It will have lots of teeth. because the legislation that will be proposed will be sponsored by the commission members, who are all members of the Congressional Black Caucus, and they are not just ordinary members. They will be appointed according to the committee on which they serve. So there will be a member from education, Homeland Security, Health and Human Services, Ways and Means, Appropriations, whatever it takes to make that legislation whole. And it's a bipartisan committee. And bipartisan means that when it leaves our commission, it will have passed the test for Republicans and Democrats. So Marco and I made sure that this commission that had teeth.
Yeah, Representative, I beg your pardon. We have to interrupt and say thank you for being with us. Good luck with the commission. Hope it really accomplishes something. Frederica Wilson,
Thanks so much.
we appreciate it.